Hello and welcome back to Adventures of WellUmMe, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different for this channel. We are going to be building a model. Now this model, you have seen it in a previous episode on my channel on, would have been ages ago, on opening Adventures on Sunday. I opened the Little Battlers experience, or LBX game, which comes with a model, which you can see down the bottom corner here. I'm trying to match it up in the camera view over here. So we're going to build that model that's there. So what I'll do, I'll set up the tripod, and I've got my cutting mat and tools ready to go down here. So we'll just film it all there. And yeah, hope you enjoy this. If you do, leave a like and comment and all that, and let me know what else you might like me to build. I've previously shown some of my other models from the Gundam Gunpla series, which I hope to be getting more. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, let me know, and I'll definitely buy some more, and we can assemble them on the channel. So yeah, here goes nothing. Okay, so I've got everything out of the packaging. I've got some wire cutters there. I just had a mental blank. I've got my hobby knife, and then I've got all the pieces in their frames ready to go. And I got a sticker sheet here as well, which does the detailing of the kit. Let's have a look at that. So you can see it's got like eyes and things that we stick on it. So I'll put that aside for now because we won't need that just yet. What I like to do, I kind of like to flip all these so I can see what numbers they are, because these parts here, or down here, will say, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There we go. So that one's runner B2. So when you're looking through the instructions, it'll say it's piece B2, and then it'll give you a number, and that's how you know what piece you're looking for. And then you've also got your joints here. That's another part there. So you've got A, B, and joint. Now this is a very basic model, so it won't take an overly long time to complete, but we'll get straight into it. Where are we looking? So we're starting with the head, and then we're moving through to the torso, the arms, the abdomen. Yes, that's right. As we go through, you're going to build the legs and assemble it all together to get the finished product at the end. So let's get back to that first page and have a look. So we are looking for this runner here. Okay, so got the top of the head, and then we're going to be giving some of the blue bits as well, which are the back. I'm hoping that these will, they won't get in on those pieces. So sometimes you can cut the pieces off easily with little cutters there. Other times you just use your hobby knife and cut into it. Now I like to scrape off the edging of the bits that you just cut to make it nice and smooth. And you can also paint the models if you choose to do so. I've only done a few touch-up pieces previously. I haven't spent a lot of time painting them. It does take a fair amount of time to paint them all and make them look nice, and the paint can be a little bit tricky to apply. Oh, just dropped it there. I've just used the hobby paint pens that are actually designed for Gunpla. They're Gundam markers. I've just used those. They're really easy to apply, and you can get a huge variety of colours. So that is usually what I use. I think I need a piece here. Sticker, yes. Yeah, usually that's what I use because the pens are really easy to apply, as opposed to using a brush on some of the smaller parts I've found. But at the same time, it just depends on what you're used to. If I spent a lot more time actually building and painting Gunpla after I built them, I would probably move on to the like brush and paint myself, just because you can, I suppose, get a little bit more detail in that, because you can detail it with your strokes as well. But yeah, that's something I haven't ventured into yet. I've only done the building of these products. Okay, so I've got the back of the head here and the red bit that sits under it. So this is just going to clip in, make sure I get it the right way, and it does show you on each piece how you want to clip everything in so that you get it all facing the right direction. So that's the first bit here. So I've clipped it in, shows you in the instructions here exactly what you're doing. So if you did get one, the instructions are in Japanese, but the pictures are easy to follow along. You just look for the correct kanji symbols on each of the stickers and that to match across, and on each of the items, and you're good to go. And another thing I noticed, especially with this set, this is made by Bandai as well. You've got little images here. Where am I looking in the camera? Yeah, there. So that's the shape of the head. You've got the hands here. You've got the foot down the bottom. You got a picture of the torso. So it shows you exactly what piece you're looking for right there, which is really good. I haven't seen that on previous versions before. Alright, so what piece are we looking for now? Right here. So we're going to put the face in next. So cut that open, or off I should say, not open. Neaten it up a little bit. There we go. So there are various difficulties with the model. This is just a really basic one. So there's not a lot you have to worry about when assembling it. Really, you only need the hobby knife and you can build the whole thing. There's no glue needed in these models as well, which is another benefit to them. The only glue that you really need is if you're sealing up joints, really for painting, and if you're going to make them, you know, works of art rather than just building them as like a basic model. If you're a massive model enthusiast, you would probably want to use some of the glue to seal it up, and you sand it back, and it makes it just has a different look to it when you finish it. Now I've got to make sure I insert this the right way. This is going to clip up into the top here, like so, and you can see the head starting to form here really quickly. That's 3 pieces and 4 stickers. So next we're going to be getting the helmet. Yeah, so I would assume that this one would take roughly an hour depending on your skill and how distracted you are, because when you're on camera and talking as well, trying to focus on 2 things, sometimes you can spend a little bit longer when you're trying to complete a task. Alright, now this one has a sticker as well. Now this is the only part that will probably be difficult with stickers, is when you have to get it into a certain spot. I believe that's the sticker I'm using. Make sure I get this right. Head 300. That's this sticker here. Yeah. So I've got a symbol here, and I think that's for if you're putting it on the display stand. Ooh, get the right piece. Okay, so this sticker's not exactly as I thought it was. Had an indentation, and I thought that we had to get a tiny sticker to stick in the middle, but it's just one single piece. And then this clips on the top here. So that's the head. Pretty much all done already, coming along nicely. You can see it here. I'll roll it around, give you a bit of a look at it. And that little hole in here, if I get this the right way, this is where you clip the bottom joint in for the torso, for the neck piece. That clips in there. So that's nice and easy, so I'll set that aside for now. Yeah, so I've got what I was looking at before when I was saying head 300. Got these stickers here, 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 and here that state the different body parts, and it looks as though it's health points. And for the displays, you can get the little, I'll see if it's on here actually, make explaining a lot easier. Doesn't look like it, but in this picture, you can get the little display stand which looks like this. It's the remote control for these, because these are little remote control fighters. And that will be able to hold your figure up. You stand it on there, and then I think you can put the details of your figure with all its specifications on just like a little display on it. But I don't have one of those, so we won't be doing that. Now, next part. we are looking for the torso. So I've got one piece here that we'll be needing, so I'll keep that nice and close. And then all of this, except the hands here, so this part here, on this one we've got here, and I think we have some on the other part. No, that's feet, that's hands. Okay, so we've got 2 runners here, plus the extra joint part of the runner there. So this will be rather easy to put together. We are starting with piece number 3 and 4, so the grey part, and then the blue part is the armor that goes over the top. Now, previously when I've built some models, I have accidentally cut off little pieces here and there when I haven't been paying full attention. So it is good to make sure that you are not working on the models when you're distracted or really tired. That's generally how I've damaged my models. So I'm trying my hardest not to damage this one here while I'm talking on camera, because it is a little bit distracting. And I can hear the fridge because I'm in the kitchen. So I needed a bigger table and my computer just does not have space at the moment. Anyway, we're going to clip this together, so this facing forward toward me. I'll clip it like that. This is going to be the basic part of the torso. So we'll clip the armor, which is straight after this, right onto it. So 34 and 35, these 2 pieces here, which we can get right there. So that's one piece, and the other piece. Not sure if I mentioned, I'm filming this on the GoPro. I borrowed it from my dad. So I'll try it out and see what it's like. Bit of a difference, because I was not going to do this on my iPhone. I don't have a stand that I could have put together that would fit right. So trying a little bit different cameras, always good to experiment. Now, got to make sure I get this on the right way. This piece with the little indent, which to me looks like a place for a battery, clips onto the front here, which is the flat bit. Clip it in there. You see, it fits nice and snug. And then we've got the back part here. There we go. So give it a quick look. That's what we're looking for. You can see it lines up in the middle there, both sides. And you got the armholes ready to go. So that's that bit, and next we are going to be assembling this, and this part has a sticker. And there's the third part of the runner there. Quickly neaten this up, and we'll apply that sticker. So I'm curious, guys, question for the comments: has anyone else ever built models before, or is into building models right now? I only picked this up about 1.5 years ago with the Gunpla, but I absolutely love it. I remember the first model I built with my dad was a Mustang car, and he went out and started building his own train set last year. Yeah, last year I think it was, or start of this year, very early this year. And yeah, so I decided I'd go out and get my own little model stuff to do, and yeah, I absolutely love this. So I highly recommend it. So I'm curious, has anyone else ever built models before, or is interested in building models, and what model would you like to get? Alright, so here's the part that we just clipped on. So it's got the yellow sticker with the red part, and it clips into the chest there, like a little, the center orb, I suppose, is a good way to look at it. Now next we're going to be clipping in the neck joint and the front brace here. So let's get this. Cut this piece off. There we go. Now, you probably could build a whole one of the Bandai models without any cutters or hobby knife. It would be a little bit messier. You won't be able to get it perfectly together, but I don't see why you couldn't if you are able to snap it in the right spots. yeah, it'll just, like I was saying, it'll just be a little bit more difficult. And I've popped that part out, so let's try this again. Get back in there. And then this part, make sure you align it properly when you push it in. There we go, so now it's got the grey outline bit around that central part, and let's get the neck joint in. So we could probably put the head onto this straight away. So I've always found these bits are like more of a rubber or soft plastic, the joints, which make it feels different. So it can be a bit odd putting it together. Now let's make sure we get this right. There's that. Alright, so here's the neck joint connected in right here. It's just a ball, and this part is going to clip straight in. I won't clip it yet because it hasn't said so in the instructions, but they just pop together and that'll form the rest of the model. What else is there? A sticker that we need to stick on the back, which is right here. Now this is a smaller sticker, single line. It's going to go straight across the back here. And I always find some takes a little bit patience getting it in there. Sometimes if you don't get it aligned properly, you can use the hobby knife just to kind of flatten it out, get it in the right spot. But you just have to be careful that you don't scratch all the colouring off the sticker. But that's that sticker right there that we've just put on. Alright, so now we're on to building the arms. So as you can see, we've built two parts of the model already. Comes along really quickly. So got to open up the next part of my instructions. So I've only got 3 pages left and then we are done. Okay. Looking at A and B to put together. So this is the joints, I believe. A and B, yep. I'm finding, although these have descriptions of where everything is on your runner, like with the pictures, it's a little bit more difficult to get together, like find out where exactly everything is. It doesn't list it the same way as in previous models that I've built. I mean, it shows you where exactly you're looking. So we're doing hands right now. But at the same time, it seems to be a little more confusing. So I've stuck that first part together, and I believe we're doing this twice. We're doing one and then we're flipping and doing it the other way. Alright, so that's the first bit here. The second bit, I'm creating the cylinder to go around it, which is on this runner here. Now it does say to snap all these runners apart, like so. I'll give you a quick demonstration of each section. Oh, I just popped a bit out. Like this. But I find it just makes it more confusing when you've got them everywhere. So we're looking for number 25. Here we go. So there's 2 number 25s in this because it's an identical section that we're building. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'll bring it right up nice and close. You can see there that there's the dark blue with that little bit of a lighter patch right in the center there. Now that is where the damage from snapping it off has come. You can scratch that back with the knife and then paint over it, and it makes it look perfect condition if you have different paints. Otherwise it doesn't really matter, it's not the end of the world. Now, make sure I get this the right way. Doesn't look like there's a right way. Okay, so this way, I believe. Yeah, no, yes, no. Did I do that the wrong way? I think so. This way, okay. Got it. Got it. There we go. Clipped it in. Sometimes it is hard to see which way they need to go, but that's that. It's on the hinge there, nice and easy. Now the next part is the shoulder joint for the arms or the hands, whichever part we're working on. Now we need E and D from this runner here, which we have E and D here. Cut these off. I have found that the rubber parts you don't really need to trim up as much, which is nice and handy. Let's clip that through. So this one has little parts sticking at the edge. If I can get this up nice and close. These little parts here, you just want to make sure that they're out nicely so you can see everything perfectly. And this is just going to clip in, yeah, like so. Okay, so this part is the part that moves up and down, so that's facing a different way to this part here, because it's the shoulder, so it's going to sit, if the body was here, it's going to sit like this, so that part moves up and down because that's the elbow joint. Alright, now so I've got that. Next part is so we're building the bottom of the hand, which again is this runner here that I snapped off earlier, and we're wanting in part 28 and 29. So 28 and 29. Yeah, so a tiny little bit of the plastic kind of snaps straight off there. All that would really do, it's not enough to really see on the camera, it would just kind of make it slightly off when you put it together. It might have this tiniest little gap in one spot when you clip the two pieces together. Not enough to really cause damage or concern when you're looking at the model. So it does happen, you know, and you can easily touch it up with paint and it makes it look perfectly fine. Alright, now let's clip this in the right way. We've got that facing towards me, we want this to clip here. As that, yeah. Okay, so this one, it has a little bit of a dip. Where are we looking? There's a little bit of a dip here, and that's just so that when you push it in, it doesn't get caught. Because if you do the back, it's a bit disjointed, it won't go all the way. But on the front here, let's get it at a different angle, it clips all the way across. Like so. Alright, now, next part for this is the shoulder. So we're looking at the orange part, nice and easy, and it has a sticker, and so we've got 16 and 17, and it's two pieces that are identical again. Just cut this off. Now sometimes pieces like this I just cut both off, so I know that's one piece and this is the second piece, and I put it aside because then it's done and I can just clip it together when it's ready. So might as well do that, it speeds up the process, because then I don't have to go looking for the piece again. So with that, what I'll do is, so I'd clip one together, and then the other piece I'll just neaten up, clip it together, and stick the stickers on, and I'd sit it aside. Makes it nice and easy when you go back to finding that piece. I won't go back and repeat all the steps of the second part now. I'll finish that off. Any part that is going to be pretty much identical for the rest, I will cut off ready to go, or break off the runner ready to go. Now this has stickers as well, and we are looking at sticker Okay, so it needs two, so it's got one for the front and one for the back. And you just line it up on your model piece, and it helps if you know what way you're looking. So one faces one way, one faces the other way, and I don't know if it matters which way the whole piece sits. But I'll just stick it on. That's another part where it gets confusing, when you go to stick the stickers on, and it's showing you that there are it sits like one way because the sticker faces a certain way, and you can flip the piece around and it doesn't you're not sure which way it is because it could go any way with the piece, but apparently it will only sit on, you know, flush one way. So occasionally I come across little bits like that where it might help if I knew what the Japanese said, because it will tell you exactly what you're supposed to be doing with it, but hey, it doesn't matter. Sometimes near enough is good enough when it comes to these models, because you can spend way too long trying to like piece it together, work out exactly where it all goes. But you know, in the end, as long as it looks pretty much like it's supposed to, you're fine. Now for these ones, because these are not complicated models, the hand pieces are a single part. So this is one hand here. Sometimes you just add like little bits of armor, and this is the other one. This is the one you could put weapons in if you have any weapon kits for it. Let's just quickly neaten that up. So this one for the right arm is the single piece. So it will have a joint that you just put on the end so it clips in, which is on this runner here. So you pretty much are going to clip this part here, I believe it is. Yes. It makes it a ball joint at the end. So I'll do both pieces while I'm at it, and then we'll get straight on to building the other arm. So, and I dropped my stickers. So makes a little ball joint when you clip this last bit on. So you go from this ball, clip it on the peg, and you're done. So then that will just clip straight in, like so. And that's the right arm complete. I'll clip this bit in here, and we'll quickly get through the second arm. So now that once you do certain parts and you know exactly what you're doing, you can speed through it. Especially because this is just like a mirror image of the one I just built, you can pretty much work out where everything's going to go. So I know that this one clips here, and then in a second I'll need this shoulder joint which clips here, straight through. Then we're going to go to this piece here, cut that, and we'll use these in a second, so cut these off as well. Finish that runner, quickly straighten these up so it looks nice and neat. Whoop, throwing things around. That. Did I do this part? I don't think so. Alright, so now I know I just have to check which way this one goes. So we've got that part down the bottom, so this is the top, and that is going to clip in like so, I believe. Yes, and then this part which part was next? The shoulder joint. Okay. Helps if you put it in the right way. Right there. And then I clip this. Get this clipped together. Get it this way. Make sure we get that part at the back. Or at the front, I should say, more so. And then the hand's just going to clip in here. There we go. So that's both arms complete. Sometimes it might feel a little bit loose, and that's possibly haven't squeezed the pieces together tight enough for you. For example, this one, haven't pushed it in all the way. And it's just a matter of realigning it, and then you can put the pieces back together. So that's tight now. And sometimes as you move it, they do loosen up, but easy to fix. That's that next piece done. Alright, so now it looks as though I've got to put stickers in a few spots as well. So on this hand, I have a hound sticker that needs to go on. Make sure I pick the right one. This one here. That we'll put straight on here. Got a sticker there, sticker on the other hand, and then I believe there's 2 dots that I have to put together. Sticker. Yeah. Now I find the trickiest part out of the entire model is generally getting the stickers on, which is saying something, because sometimes you look at models and you think, wow, that is so difficult to build when you look at it. But for these, they are designed to be kind of family friendly, I guess, so you can really look at building this with like kids, brothers, sisters, you know, your own kids, without too much difficulty. And I mean, they do change difficulty, so especially with the Gunpla, I know that they've got they've got their SD Gundams, which are really basic. They're just a few pieces that snap together, and then you've got your other Gundams. So you've got your HG, which is high grade, which is mainly what I've built so far. You've got real grade, you've got master grade, and the list goes on. But for the majority of it, they're really easy to build, and you can build them with family, I would say. Yeah, let's get straight into this next bit. Enough talk about that. So this is building the rest of the model, pretty much, as we're using everything else. So we are starting with building the knee, I believe. So let's get this part. We have 20, 18, and 15. Number 20. Oh no, that's it. 20, 18. And because this will be mirror images of each other, I will clip off the other parts as well, and I'll make sure that we get them together. So this is the, to confuse us, right leg, which you're going to put on the left because that's the side that it clips in on, because it's flipped when you build it. Unless I turn the model around and look at it at the back, which is not as exciting. We've got these bits, and 15 is not on this piece. What is 15 on? 15's a tiny little piece. So let me just get these assembled first, so we don't lose 15. So there are some small pieces which you can lose really easily if you're not careful. That's why, again, I'm saying, make sure that you don't do this when you're really tired or distracted, because if you lose one of those pieces, it's not fun to try and find it, especially if you drop it on the floor in the carpet. They can like go in between the little, I suppose, knots in the carpet, which is not fun. Happened to me a few times, and when we redid the carpet at my house, at my parents' house, I should say, because it's my old place, going from like a light carpet to a dark brown really made it difficult. When I dropped some of the pieces, they just blended right in with the carpet, the grey bits, and you could not find them. So make sure that we find this piece if we drop it. I'm hoping we won't drop it. I can show you exactly how small it is straight away. Here's the piece there on my finger. That's why you don't want to drop it, because it's tiny. Absolutely tiny. And it just... Whoop, almost lost it. And it just clips into a nice little hole here. It's a matter of aligning it into the right spot and then pushing it in. There you go. So it will clip in just like that. And it'll sit nicely there. On this one, you can see there's just a little hole here with a hole inside it that you clip it in. So it should sit nice and firm once you get it off. And again, I dropped it, namely because I had something in my hand. There we go. So those two pieces are in there. Now the next part is building the joint and the knee. So here we go. So I have the completed LBX model here. Very nice. I'll give you a view around the side here. And I'll turn him around as well. You can see him from all angles. And you can see joints work here. Very nice. The legs are a little bit stiff, especially because they feel a bit flimsy as well. Although one feels more flimsy than the other. So that's... It's not the end of the world, it's just, it feels like, look, the leg popped off again. So, like, for a model that came with a game, that is very impressive. And it is made by Bandai, and they do really good jobs. Get a nice close-up look here. Let's loosen the camera off. There we go. So that it is right there, the completed model. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Like I was saying at the start, if you enjoyed it and you want to see more, please hit that like button and comment telling me what else you might like me to build model-wise. I will be buying more Gunpla down the future, so if there are any specific Gunpla that you would like me to build, let me know and I'll look into getting them. And I might give you another look at all the previous Gunpla I've built as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun building it. Took around an hour to complete the whole thing with the distraction of talking and showing you different pieces. So if you've built models before, I would say it would take roughly half an hour to 40 minutes to complete the whole thing, this one. So this is the one that came with the LBX game. And there's a picture again just of the back of the manual there. So you can see you can get different accessory weapons there, which makes it really cool. You can show it off. It'd be really awesome to get all that done. And the other thing, I'll just show the game box again one more time. There it is. If you've got a PSP, great game, but it is all in Japanese, so you will have to kind of get through that. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed that. This is the end of today's adventure, guys, and I will see you next time.